Good evening, Capricorn. I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you your full moon reading and reading for the next 7 to 8 days until the new moon that's coming up here shortly. And I saved you guys for last, but you guys are not the least by far. And it's not just because I'm a Capricorn too, but it's because there's a lot of different things that are happening with you guys, and I don't know how much time I'm gonna spend on your guys' reading, but I will go ahead and say that you guys have Jupiter getting ready to go into your sign, and you also have Venus getting ready to go into your sign. You already have Pluto and you already have Saturn in your sign, and they've been going through your sign for quite a while right now. Uh, Saturn has been going through your sign for the last year. Pluto has been going through for the last 10, if I'm not mistaken. And there's been a lot of different changes. There's been a lot of different things that you guys have been getting rid of. There's been a lot of different situations that have shown you the core of people's emotions, the core of people's thoughts, people's ideas, people's actions, your own actions, and these are all things that are trying to build you, especially with Saturn. But you guys have had a lot of purging to do, especially for those of you guys who have planets in Capricorn. For those of you born around the same time that I have, you guys had Pluto go through Neptune and Mercury. So there was a lot of purging of different mentalities, mindsets, stuff like that, and you guys have had Saturn going through in the last year, kind of tempering your thoughts, your emotions, trying to reorganize everything that Pluto destroyed, right? And so there's been a lot of different changes that you guys have been going through over the last 10 years. And I do feel that you guys are going to be having a stroke of a stroke of good fortune now. I was gonna say good luck, but um, there's no luck. There's only cause and effect, right? So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go through my usual spiel. I am David. I am a tarot reader. I am an intuit, and I am also an astrologer as well. I use the Animal Spirit deck. I also use the Brand Proud Fairies, right? And I also use the Rider Waite Tarot. So I go ahead and read the meanings of the cards, but I go ahead and also say what the cards are trying to tell me, or the messages what I get from the cards from source. And this allows me to give an even more in-depth reading than what I would normally give. Now, one thing that I want to do, and I always do this with every sign, is I go ahead and shuffle the cards, and then I go ahead and cut them, and I see what card is on the bottom. And this card is the energy that's encompassing you right now. And if it comes out in any of the two cards that I draw, then that's the energy that you guys are going to be moving forward with. I have yet to see it pop out in the main spread. So every time, people, sometimes we have jumpers. Oh, and in your case, you've had three. Wow, or four. Oh, wow. So there's definitely a lot of energy going through. All right, so you guys have the Cobra. Now with the Cobra, I do feel like you guys have your eyes set on something. But with the cobra, the cobra is one of those animals that kind of stands up when it feels threatened, right? It opens up the flaps and it shows the design. The design is usually supposed to be of some threatening manner. Maybe it's more eyes. It's supposed to make it seem more menacing. And I do feel that with this being the fire energy, I do feel that right now maybe some of you guys may be lashing out at uh, people that may be going against you. I do feel that to whatever extent, these cards, they want to present themselves in this manner, and so I'm going to present them in this manner. But there are certain tendencies to like snap at people, or certain tendencies to kind of uh, move to conclusions, spit certain things out that maybe you shouldn't say. And I do feel like there's a necessary need to go ahead and purge that. There's certain things that you guys may have say. There's certain things that you guys may say that cause a certain annihilation of different boundaries and stuff like that. And I do feel like there's a necessary need to purge the unnecessary, but this could be purging that cobra energy, that venomous spit, right? That venomous nature. There may be a necessary need to purge that venomous nature. Now, on this side, you guys have the rabbit in the reverse, and you guys have the dolphin. Now, with the dolphin is a very intelligent creature. The dolphin listens to vibrations. That's actually the language of water. The language underwater actually does go off of vibrations, and the vibrations go through the water. So, the dolphin is able to pick up these things from miles and miles and miles away. So, I do feel that when it comes to certain situations, that you guys have the ability to feel these situations before they happen, right? So, you have the ability to feel them from miles and miles away. But the dolphin is a very playful creature, and I do feel like there's a necessary need to adopt this energy here, right? Get rid of the poisonous nature of the cobra. Keep that passion, but get rid of that energy. Get rid of that negative energy, and encompass more of the energy of the dolphin. The dolphin is a very intelligent creature, and I do feel that you guys can tap into the intelligence of this creature by kind of just sitting back and relaxing. I do feel like there's a necessary need to just sit in quiet. Just sit by yourselves, sit in nature. Don't be so in a haste. Don't be in such a hurry. I do feel like some of you guys are feeling anxious, but there's a necessary need to be playful around this time, because um, maybe you guys have been building up a lot of stress, and it's not very good for you. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and draw some cards and see what cards come out. That's just the energy that's encompassing you guys right now. Uh, some of you guys, for others of you, it might not resonate with you. Check your moon sign and your rising sign for extra information on for extra information that you may not find in this reading. So now we're going to go ahead and get into your main spread and see what Source has for you. All right, Source, what do we have for Capricorn for these next 7 days until the next new moon? And give us some information of how they can navigate this time. All right. Ooh, so you guys got the Lion in the upright. So I do feel that you guys are standing in a position of strength, a position of power. I do feel that standing in this position of power and this position of strength may be causing a little bit of stress and anxiety for you guys. It's okay though. Any type of position where you guys are supposed to hold strength, where you guys maybe might be the king of the pride, right? There's a necessary need to upkeep the pride, and so with that can come stress, but with it comes a certain passion, right? There comes a certain energy, there comes a certain fire, and with the lion, it's not just about courage, but it's also about presenting in strength, presenting uh, presenting as the king of the jungle, so to speak. I mean, not the king of the jungle, the king of the prairie, I should say. All right. Oh, okay. Cool. So I do feel that some of you guys have been reaching out, maybe felt like you were in the dark. Um, I do feel that to whatever extent, some of you guys are now focusing on that intuitive energy. You guys are focusing on your instincts, and maybe you guys have been reaching out for different answers here and there. But with this in the reverse, I kind of feel like you guys have found those answers. So with the energy of the lion coming up in the upright and the octopus in the reverse, I do feel that you guys are no longer worried about these uh, these boundaries that may have been a little bit blurred. You guys are finally solidifying your position, and now that you guys have solidified your position, you guys are working furiously. You guys are working hard to uh, to solidify those. Right now, with the crow in the reverse, though, I do feel like there's a necessary need for you guys to listen to your intuition, to uh, to basically tell what's going to happen in the future. I do feel that maybe some of you guys are not really caring so much what happens in the future, um, or what's happened in the past. I do feel that you guys are focused more on the now. You guys are focused more on what's going on in the present, and not really focusing too much on what's going on in the future and what's going on in the past, which is not a bad thing to say. But when you can trust your intuition, there are times where you don't need to worry about the future, because the future will show you certain things, certain aspects that will come through, and it'll be your job to take those messages as they come. I do feel that some of you guys have a certain type of treasure that maybe you guys have let go. For some of you guys, I do feel that there's a necessary need for you guys to grab a hold of a certain something that allows you to stand in your power, but uh, may not be necessary. The crow. Um, hmm, I do believe I watched the video not too long ago. I believe a day or two ago, maybe last night, one of those. I can't remember. But it was talking about whenever I see a crow, that the Archangel Michael is right there. And so with the crow showing up right here, I do feel that the Archangel Michael is somewhere near me, which is very comforting to say. And I hope that the Archangel Michael can help me with this reading, so that I can give you guys the uh, the, the information that you need. And I hope that the Archangel Michael can, at least to one extent or another, provide me with the energy that I need in order to finish this reading here, and also to be able to put the information out before I go to sleep. And I do hope that the Archangel Michael can watch me and my girlfriend my fiance, I should say, while we sleep, protect us, so that I have the ability to give you guys a live reading tomorrow morning. Um, for those of you guys who watch this video while I am asleep, uh, I will hold a good like half hour, give or take, before the reading, so that you guys can get your questions answered and stuff like that. I don't know if I have the super chat available on it, but we'll see tomorrow morning. For those of you guys who are willing to give donations, that's all up to you. It's not expected, but it is welcome. So let's see. All right, so Leads of the Shadow in the reverse. I do feel that some of you guys are kind of coming out of the shadows, right? Like I was mentioning with the octopus. Um, I do feel that a lot of you guys have been going through a dark time, a dark past, a dark history, and you guys are, in a sense, just clearing up all of the stuff that you guys don't need anymore in your lives. A lot of the things that no longer suit you, a lot of the things that have been holding you back. I do feel that you guys have been doing this for a very long time now, for at the very least 9 years, short 10 years, center, and you guys are going to be doing this for at least another year. as Pluto goes through your sign. Pluto is going to reverse one more time, but for those of you guys who have your sun in the later degrees, Pluto is going to go back and forth until he leaves the sign. I do believe in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, and going into the sign of Aquarius, never to return until like another 180 something years. So 180 something years from now, those people are going to have to deal with the Pluto and Capricorn once more. So with Leaves of the Shadow, I do feel like you guys are finally stepping out of the shadows. Um, Maybe feeling like you guys have been under a cloud, but I do feel like that cloud has lifted. You guys have been listening to your intuition. I I mean, this is not a surprise that it's come out, but you guys have been listening to your intuition. It's what allows you to be able to stand in your power. It's what allows you to be able to stand in strength. It's what allows you. It's what's allowing you not to have to um, reach into various different places for answers, for guidance, things like that. I do feel that a lot of you guys have been trusting your own intuition instead of listening to other people, so that's very good. For those of you who haven't, there's a necessary need to listen to your intuition because your intuition is going to be very strong, and of course, not only is it going to be very strong, but it's going to be very beneficial as Jupiter starts to make its way into Capricorn, and then Venus starts to make its way into Capricorn, and then not only that, you guys are going to have the Sun make its way into Capricorn, and all of these planets in Capricorn are going to create a stellium, and this is a very very powerful stellium, especially as these planets start to, especially around the time of the new moon eclipse. So that's something that you guys will be looking forward to around December 26th, a couple days after Christmas. Well, a day or so after Christmas. All right. Epona's Wild Laughter. You know what? I'm going to have to look at the book real quick. Sorry, guys. This comes after death. And so with Epona's Wild Daughter, it's about inner shadows, nightmare, depression, madness, and growth. Okay, I should have remembered that one. I do feel that you guys are getting over it. Maybe some of you guys are getting over it through hard work, or maybe you guys are now engaging in hard work because you guys have been through the worst of it. You guys are have been through the worst of the shadows. You guys are you guys have gone through the madness, so to speak, and you guys are not trusting your intuition because your intuition has showed you a lot of things while you guys have been going through this madness. And for Capricorn, Capricorn is a sign of persistence. It's a sign of patience. It's a sign that rarely ever gives up. And a lot of you guys have not give up. Actually, I would say the majority of you guys have not given up. And so you guys are finally coming out of these shadows. You guys are finally coming out of the darkness. You guys are have trusted your intuition this whole time. The majority of you. For those of you who haven't trusted your intuition, you guys are finally trying to trust your intuition now, and this is what's going to help you guys to leave the shadows and walk into the light, basically. But there is some decision that you guys have to make. I do feel like some of you guys want to stay stuck in the shadow. Maybe you guys have been stuck in the shadow for so long that you guys aren't sure whether to make the decision to step out of the shadows or not. And that's why I say that some of you guys have not stepped out of the shadows yet. And with Indy, it's a wishy-washy decision, but there's decisions that need to be made nonetheless. And these decisions, I mean, obviously, you guys don't need to be in this energy anymore. This energy It may have taught you a lot of different things while you were traveling through the shadows. But with these cards in the reverse, I do feel that you don't need to be in the shadows anymore. You've learned everything that you need to learn while in the shadows, and now it's necessary for you guys to connect to intuition in order to find out what your next steps are. Now, some of you guys may have been going through this shadow for so long that now it's very comfortable, and now that it's grown into a place of complacency, it's going to be hard for Capricorns to move out of it. Some of you guys might be gluttons for punishment, but there's a necessary need to make a decision to move out of this because, moving forward, you don't want to carry any of the things that you carried with you in the shadow that maybe you may have carried as an armor or something like that, and carrying it into your new life path or your new path because those things have the possibility of withering away those possibilities that have the ability to make you a lot of money, that have the ability to cause you to build stability, and these things in the shadow, they're not necessary anymore. That's all I'll say on that. Yeah, a blessing in disguise. This is a blessing in disguise, guys. You guys might be feeling unbalanced right now, stepping out of these shadows. I know that once you get complacent enough with the shadows, or where the chaos just seems to kind of meld into a type of norm, so to speak, it might be hard to make the decision to leave these shadows, but to leave the darkness. But there is a blessing in disguise through this, and I feel that it's necessary for you guys to leave all of this because it's no longer necessary. Like I said, with the Panther, there's a necessary need to purge the rest of this, the rest of these mentalities, the rest of these thoughts. You guys are intelligent. It's there's no there's no way that you can play stupid Capricorn because when Source wants you to move forward, Source wants you to move forward. It's very necessary for you to move forward because Source is planning for you to build stuff, for you to build futures, for you to build uh, not just souls up, but also to build mentalities, uh, to build positive mental trains of thought, to build positive emotions, and to build things of a physical nature, to build them up, right? To build everything up. And if you guys carry this darkness within you, it's only going to destroy things like the Panther talks about. It's only going to annihilate everything that you've ever wanted to build. So there's a necessary need to let it all go. Let go of that of the stuff that you may have learned in the darkness. Um, don't let go of the lessons you've learned, but let go of whatever fear, whatever hate, whatever it is that you guys may have been holding as a method to protect yourself while you were in the dark, and take the lessons that you learned with you. All right, so let's see what comes up with the undressing of the salad. All of these cards are trying to build stability. They're all trying to build some type of stability, but they're also trying to bring you a wish fulfillment. Because with the opponent's wild laughter, with the opponent's wild daughter coming out to 9, Indy coming out to 9, Mickle and Muckle coming out to 4, the Leaves of the Shadow has a double 4, right? And then the undressing of a salad at 31, which comes out to 4. So all of these cards are trying to tell you a little something about stability. And of course, the lion's all about strength, but and purpose and courage. But the lion energy is supposed to bring you a certain type of calm, a certain type of stability. And uh, with the lion, it's also the pride of the pack. So, the lion brings stability to the whole pack. He's kind of like the judge, so to speak, and he keeps everything stable and balanced. So, yeah, see, I do feel that you guys are getting over whatever it is that you guys may have been fearing. You guys are getting over these thoughts, these ideas. Uh, I do feel that you guys have gone through a period of darkness. Um, there's really nothing else to say on that. uh, ooh, all right, so yeah, so with the Death card and the Hierophant, I do feel like you guys are there's certain deaths to certain ideas that you guys certain beliefs, certain uh, beliefs, right? There's certain beliefs that need to be put to death. At the same time, look at it's not surprising that this guy right here is right there. Very interesting. But right behind is that sun. That's a rising sun right there. That's that sun after you've walked the path of darkness, and that you find in the moon. And so I do feel like there's a conventional way of following your wisdom. I mean, following your intuition and gaining wisdom from it. Um, with the Hierophant, I do feel like there's certain belief systems that maybe you've adopted that need to be put to death. At the same time, I do feel that there's a connection that you guys can make with the Scorpio, some of you guys, and I do feel that for others of you, there's a there's a certain connection to a who's the Hierophant? You know what? Let me look that up real quick, guys. Sorry about that. Hmm. Hmm. All right. So with the Hierophant is okay, Taurus. Cool. So there might be a situation that some of you guys are dealing with the Taurus. Some of you guys might be dealing with the Scorpio, but you guys know what's going on with these two, or with either one of them, whichever one you're dealing with. But with the Hierophant, it's all about like following an established order, and I do feel there's a need to follow the established order of your intuition. You guys have been building this intuition for a while, and so whatever you guys gain from this intuition, messages, dreams, stuff like that, it's going to be necessary to follow it. You know, and with the Death card, I do feel like you guys have that connection to the other side. I do feel that you guys are ending something intuitively, right? And you guys are getting ready for a new beginning. This blessing in disguise, whatever it is probably what you guys are getting ready for. And I do feel like you guys have been putting in a lot of work, um, getting ready for this. You guys have been doing a lot of the inner work. Oh, all right. So there is a little bit of instability, right? A little bit of a decision that you guys have to make of coming out of this darkness, coming out of this madness, and it's not surprising that the Two of Pentacles came out because we were talking about choices, but look at that. Some of you guys might be regretting that you guys have to come out of such darkness. Maybe some of you guys are regretting that you guys have to make a decision. But I do feel that there are change that throughout these changes, you guys are going to be receiving some kind of blessing, right? I do feel that to whatever extent, some of you guys are not really looking at these cups that have been spilt. However, you guys are looking at what you have left, and you guys are moving forward with that. And let's see what else comes out at the end. Oh, yeah. You guys are waiting an end, or are awaiting an end, right? But this is not saying that the day is over just yet. It's basically telling you that these endings have not taken place just yet because there are certain things that you guys have to get rid of, and the decision is actually yours, Capricorn. Um, I feel that you guys are, feeling a little bit. How would I say? You guys are feeling a little bit like on edge with the fact that you guys are going to have to make a decision soon enough. You guys are kind of looking side to side. I do feel like maybe you guys are looking for maybe like a psych. Like maybe you guys don't believe that the darkness is ending. You guys may not believe that that all of the suffering that you guys have been going through so far is ending. But I'm here to tell you guys, there's nothing but growth. Next coming up. There's nothing but growth and expansion. You guys have been through a very very tough time. This is the card of the Empress. This is the sign of Venus. So for those of you guys with the Venus and Capricorn, that might be something to pay attention to. For those of you guys who have Venus and Sagittarius, that might be something to pay attention to as well. Or it could just be telling you to get ready for Venus entering into Capricorn, because that's when you guys are going to start to see the growth and expansion. So um, I do feel that to whatever degree, some of you guys are going to feel a little bit of imbalance. That's the same thing with the undressing of a salad. But I do feel that you guys are overcoming these imbalances, right? I do feel that you guys are, in a sense, getting ready for this expansion, for this growth. But you guys still kind of have that decision to make of whether you want to leave the suffering and the shadows behind for this blessing in disguise, or if you guys want to just kind of like focus in on whatever it has been going on and not really looking forward towards the future and looking forward towards whatever it is that you guys can be uh, possibly gaining, these opportunities that you guys have ahead of you. Now, I do feel that with these cards, I can all out and pretty much all of them explained. I will go ahead and go into your astrology chart now. So Capricorn, you guys have Pluto and Saturn in your first house. You guys have been working very hard to build a lot of different things. Um, you guys have been building probably a household. Some of you guys probably been building your own jobs, your own businesses, right? Some of you guys have been building up leaders. Maybe some of you guys have been building up subordinates into leaders, and that's a very good thing. You guys have a lot of energy towards that. And if you guys have, and for those of you guys who have planets in the later end, you guys are going to be going through a little bit of a dark time. But that's not to say that you guys haven't been going through that dark time already. You guys have been going through that dark time. And for those of you guys who have your sun in the first degrees and the first quadrant and the second quadrant, which is the first 20 degrees, you guys have had Pluto going through your sign uh, a while back. I know I just recently had Pluto terrorize my sun, my Venus, and my descendant. So, there's been a lot of different changes that have been going on. But with that, um, there's definitely a lot of energy being put out. for building. You've probably been communicating with a lot of different people of what your vision is, trying to build your vision, trying to bring people together to help build your vision, bringing a lot of like minds together, and maybe you guys have been having a little bit of trouble. So with with Neptune in third house, within Pisces, a lot of you guys have been communicating in a spiritual manner. Some of you guys might be tarot readers. You guys may be putting out YouTube channels, stuff like that, and that's all indicative of third house. It's all communication, and of course, with Chiron going in through your guys' fourth house, there's a lot of different things that are going on within the home and family, a lot of different things that are bringing up wounds. But through these wounds, you have the ability to raise your consciousness. You guys have the ability to find out a lot of different things, find a lot of wisdom in the ways that you act, the way that people act towards you, the way um, that you go about your interactions with family. And this is not just your close family too, but this could be your parents, this could be your brothers, and this could be other family members, right? This could be your significant others family members who you're gaining a lot of information from. So with that, you're going to be gaining a lot of information for quite a while. Chiron's going to be in your sign for a little bit, and also there's you guys have Uranus in your fifth house in Taurus. And so, with Uranus in the fifth house, Uranus wants to have fun. Uranus is a rebel. Uranus wants to have pleasure. Uranus wants to do whatever it wants to do, right? It doesn't want to follow any type of structure. And unfortunately, it does have to follow structure when it comes to intuition because um, with the planet of unpredictability and with the planet of unexpected surprises, there could be unexpected windfall while while Uranus goes through your fifth house and through Taurus. This could simply be by doing the things you love. This could be simply by doing the things that bring passion to you, right? This is a steady persistence in doing whatever it is that you guys love doing, and so as long as you guys stay dedicated towards it, as long as you guys stay focused on it, and you guys stay committed to it, there should be no problem of why you guys shouldn't receive that sudden windfall. Um, with the North Node in Cancer in your seventh house, this definitely does have to deal somewhat with relationships. You guys have the North Node in square with Chiron, so there might be a challenge of some kind with you guys showing care, with you guys showing like love and stuff like that, unconditional love. And this could be dealing with relationships because you guys have the lovers at the top of the deck right here. I mean, at the bottom of the deck right here. So there could be relationship issues that you guys are going through. These relationship issues, you're supposed to show love. It's supposed to be an unconditional love, and with Saturn going through Capricorn right now, for any of you guys who have Venus around the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th degree, you guys could be having harsh realizations of your relationships, of what love really is. This is building unconditional love within you guys, and of course, with Saturn and the North Node and opposite of each other, there's a necessary need to bring those two together, bring it to the center, meld those two energies together, show love, show compassion, and this is what's going to allow you guys to really build those relationships. You guys have the moon going through Leo, and Leo is all about courage. So if you guys show courage with your emotions, and you guys show courage, show strength in your emotions, this is what's going to cause transformations, not just within you, but within those people that interact with you. Now, you guys had uh, you guys had Mars in your 10th house in Libra. You guys may have had some kind of trouble within relationships, more specifically within your work relationships. And now that Mars is going into your 11th house, you guys won't have to worry too much about those things. You guys can actually get back to working and being in harmonious relationships with your coworkers and stuff like that. Some of you guys may have to hold back for a little bit, and for those of you guys that have for those of you guys that are feeling that want to get out there, right? Sorry, guys. I am very tired, and you guys are the last sign, and it is 2:35 in the morning. Wow. Okay, so with Mars and with Mercury going retrograde right now, maybe you guys have been keeping yourselves away from the crowds. You guys may have been expressing yourself to the people that you meet, but you guys haven't had a lot of energy to it. You guys are going to have a lot of energy and passion and enthusiasm with Mars going through Scorpio now. This is going to be a deep enthusiasm. This is going to be a deep passion, and I do believe that at the same time that Mars goes into Scorpio and hits the middle, you guys are going to have Venus hit the middle of Capricorn, which is an exact sextile. And for those of you guys who were born around the same time that I was, you guys are going to have that yod with Venus, Mars, and the Chiron placements in Gemini, and you guys are going to be coming to a very 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 big epiphany, and a very very big balancing of the masculine and the feminine energies. Of course, I do feel that the trigger is going to be Mercury, as Mercury goes into Sagittarius and hits the moon for those of you guys who have moon there, or hits Uranus for those of you guys who have Uranus there. That could be drawing a certain type of sudden windfall, and this is gonna allow you guys to kind of stand in that power of the lion. But I do feel like this is more along the lines of within these next couple weeks. This could be starting sometime within the new moon. This new moon is going to be uh, in Sagittarius, and then of course the full moon is going to be in Gemini, and then of course the new moon eclipse next month in the sign of Capricorn on the 26th. So the last thing I want to mention is with Venus and Jupiter in your guys' 12th house. Some of you guys have been feeling like you guys have been trying to find some type of inner beauty, find the fun within yourselves. Trying to operate more freely, more adventurously within yourselves, of course. But you guys have Jupiter and Venus getting ready to shift into Capricorn here shortly. And I do believe that you guys should be getting ready for it. Capricorns, you guys have a lot of different things that are going to be going on, not just now in the month of November, but you guys are going to be having a lot of different things going on in the month of December, shifting on into January, into February, and further on into March. Right here, what you guys have been experiencing in November is more of a getting preparation ready for the things that are going to be happening in December, and of course, what's been happening in October and September. Those are all different things that you guys have been thinking about, that you guys were in the plans of making, and you guys were starting to build towards that. And now you guys are going to be getting ready to start taking action soon as Jupiter and Venus leave your 12th house and go into your first house within Capricorn, which is going to be very early in the month of December. So within these next 2 weeks, you guys should be getting ready for a lot of different things to change, a lot of energy to be put into building, and uh, just get ready for growth and expansion, guys. This energy right here, it doesn't lie. This is the energy of the Empress, and with the energy of the Empress, I do feel that this decision is yours, though. This decision is yours to get to move out of this darkness, because if you guys stay in this darkness, you guys are going to miss the cue, and you guys are not going to be able to move forward with your lives. So 4444. Look at that. Stability all across the board. So With that being said, I want to go ahead and end your guys' reading here. I hope you guys resonated with it. I hope you guys can take something from this. I hope you guys make the decision. Don't be wishy-washy. Just make the decision. Get over whatever it is that you guys have been regretting. Um, Maybe you guys have been regretting staying in the shadows for so long. That could be another thing too. But I do feel that you guys are moving from a period of instability and moving into a period of stability. So, with that being said, if you guys resonated with it, please smash that like button, right? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there. Hit that notification bell right there so that you guys are notified of any new videos that come out. Get ready for the live video that's going to be happening tomorrow morning as I go ahead and do a reading for you guys. Uh, do a half-hour reading before I get started with your guys' readings, and I'll probably do some more card readings at the end. That way, you guys have the ability to have your questions answered and have the ability for you guys to move forward with confidence, with courage, and so that you guys have no surprises, and you guys know exactly what's going to happen. So, with that, I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All, wishing you a good night, Capricorn. I am very tired. I am going to put these videos up and then I am going to sleepies because I am very tired. So, you guys have a good night and I will catch you in the morning. I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All, signing out.